that running the way we ran retail pharmacy or community pharmacy 5 years ago is not the same way it is right now. One of the ways we know this is, you know, the urgency or the challenge community pharmacy owners find, you know, with staff, the staffing problem in community pharmacy. Like every day we get tons of emails and phone calls stating that we need a pharmacist, we need an health counter assistant. We get people reach out to us on a daily basis to say, I need help with my pharmacy. I don't know what is happening anymore. I am tired, and all of these things. And you know, when we get on with them, you know, consulting and all, we get to know that the mindset at which they are running the business as at 2022, you know, is not fit. It's the same mindset they were using to run the business 10 years ago, 5 years ago. Some of us 30 years ago, some of us 15 years ago. And we all know that they say that the constant thing in life is actually change. So the retail pharmacy business is no more business. Please mute yourself if you are not talking. Thank you. So we know that the retail pharmacy business is no longer the way it used to be. There are so many things that have changed. There are so many things that are changing, and there are still so many things that will change, right? So we know these things by like they say, by their fruits we shall know them. So by the challenges that we face in community pharmacy practice, right? We are seeing right now that we cannot do things the way we used to do them. So before, you would never see a community pharmacy be devoid of a community pharmacist or a superintendent pharmacist. You would not see, it was never an issue while I was practicing, even as at 4 years ago, right? It was never an issue for us to get an health counter assistant. Some people call it sales assistant, some people call it pharmacist assistant, but in Advantage Health Africa, myPharmacy, we call it health counter assistant. It was never an issue. All of a sudden, these things became issue. It was never an issue that we were struggling to, you know, hit sales target. I remember when I was still on the shop floor as a community pharmacist, before I went into management and consulting, that many people used to approach me a lot to say, oh, it's like there's profits in this business. This business is a thriving business, and it's a medicine business. But right now we are seeing people just wanting to sell up their pharmacies because they are tired. Why? Because if you want to sow, then you need to be strategic. Change is constant. There are so many things that are springing up, coming up, people coming up with innovation. Times are changing, economy is changing, people are changing, opportunities are rising that can either be for or against your business. So with the right resources and the best of hands, you know that you can definitely do better with your business. So we need to take the knowledge that we're going to get from here very seriously, and much more than us getting the knowledge, it is as you get them, you need to get into application to say, as I'm hearing this, what are the things I'm going to be applying in my pharmacy business? Or as a pharmacy manager that I am, what are the things I will start doing, stop doing, and continue to do, you know, to make sure that I maximize the resources and, you know, everything that I can as, you know, a manager or owner or pharmacist in a community pharmacy. So now let's look at the role of products and services in a community pharmacy. I'm sure when you think of products and services, you'll be thinking of selling of medicines or prescribing of medicines, doing blood pressure, doing blood sugar, cholesterol, and all of that. This is not what I am talking about. This is a very Taiwo, can you please mute everybody? Thank you. This is a very all right, thank you. So this is a very interesting part of the product because it is not what most of us used to think about. So when we refer to the product and service in pharmacy, in community pharmacy practice and business, I am not talking about the medicines that you sell or the health services that you render. I am talking about your brand as a community pharmacy in your community. I'm talking about, the way people see you. Do you see what you do in your pharmacy as a product or as a service? Or do you just see your pharmacy as just a practice that I'm just practicing? And somebody comes in and says, oh, pharmacist, I have fever, my body is aching me, I don't know, I can't get myself, what can I do? And the next thing you tell the person, sit down, let me do a malaria test and this for you, and check your blood pressure. That is not what we are talking about. We're talking of the perception, right? The way people see you in the community pharmacy space. See, your business is a product to the community. Your business is a service to the community. The way people see you is what is going to determine the premium they are going to place on your business, right? On whatever you do for them. So we have come to see that what the products that many community pharmacy owners or retail pharmacy owners or workers or managers present to the community, their potential customers or clients, I like to call them clients, not just customers, is that we sell medicines here. That is the disposition of what people are. And that is why many times we struggle with opportunities, we struggle with making sales, we struggle with, really tapping into the inherent power of community pharmacy practice. So now we need to understand that we are not just a premise where people can come in and access medicines and buy medicines and all of that. We need to see our community pharmacy like health serve pharmacy. Now we need to see it as health serve products. We need to see it as this pharmacy is a product that I am offering. It's like you're offering yourself to your customers. So the way you see people, okay, let's use MTN, right? So when we think of MTN, what comes to our mind? I want somebody to answer my question. When we think of MTN, right, what comes to our mind? I don't know if you're a pharmacist, Olanda Kotosin, can you please unmute yourself and let me know? When you think of MTN, what comes to your mind? Please unmute and speak. I can't hear you, please. Is there somebody else that wants to help me? When you think of, when MTN comes to your mind, what comes to your mind? When that name MTN, what comes to your mind? Okay, Adetunji Oremoso, sir. Can you please let me know what comes to your mind when you think of, when MTN comes to your mind?
I think of telecoms, I think of telephony, I think of data, I think of internet.
I love what you said. You said you think of telecommunications. That's the first thing that comes to your mind, communication. Now, you see every other thing that you now mentioned, data or phone call or this one or that one, and now the products, right, of MTN. They are now the product of MTN. They are now just like the support. But the major thing that MTN has come to do for us in Africa, in Nigeria, is communication. But see, we have done survey, we have related with pharmacists, we have spoken to them, pharmacy owners, even staff of pharmacies, pharmacists themselves, about community pharmacy, and we see that the things that come to their mind, right, is just medicines, like prescribing and dispensing of medicines. And this has limited us so very much as a practice. So we cannot even leverage on opportunities that come into the sector, because we think that if it is not medicines, if it is not buying, even if it is medicines, what exactly is your medicine going to do? Look at MTN now, fantastic example. MTN came with SIM of how much? 50,000 naira or 100,000 or something, and you know, every time when you make phone calls, is it not 500 naira per minute or 50 naira per minute or something that they were charging then, right? But can we see the countless products, solutions to communication that MTN has been able to solve, from phone calls to internet, borrowing of data, leveraging on communication to help businesses? There are too many, numerous. So now we need to, when we think of community pharmacy, we need to think of it as a product solving a particular problem, not just as a premise. So many times when we think of community pharmacy, we say, oh, that place where they sell drugs. Oh, you know, even us, sometimes I hear community pharmacy owners say, oh, you know, my shop. Your shop? Are you a seller? So that thing really, it gets me worried. That don't you see that what you're doing is not just medicine or selling or dispensing? You are actually in a place, occupying a place, providing a service in form of a product to people. And it will show in every single thing that you do. You must see your premise as a business, not just a business, a product or service providing business. We need to, please mute everybody, Taiwo. The noise is, thank you. Right, so we need to move from that space to the space of seeing our pharmacy much more than what we see, that as this place is a pharmacy and this is the position, this is the service. The main reason why I am here is to serve the community for their health need. And I do that through compounding activities, shifting, prescribing activities, even some manufacturing proprietary medicines, non-prescribing activities, total cost of care, improve intersectoral collaboration, many things that we can do as community pharmacy owners. I am telling you, oh my goodness, the way people outside our sector run after us because we have access to the last mile client, you will be amazed. The way people in tech, the way people in finance, the way people with products run after community pharmacy owners. And I'm like, wow, what exactly are these? And we always do not understand or make the best use of these opportunities because we are not properly positioned as a product, as a platform for these things. So we need to see ourselves beyond that I am selling medicines into seeing, I want us to see this chart before I talk about the first thing, into seeing ourselves as health hubs, providing health services as essential needs, right? So now I want you to see this slide. You know, the numbers represent the number of countries out of 24 where these services are available, right? In community pharmacies, look at what in other countries that they are doing. I know some of us do some of these things, but how well are we doing them? Are we just doing them so that I can make more money now? Because so that, you know, people ask me for this thing now, you know, do we really do them as, you know, a service, a branded service, you know, to people, knowing fully well that we are health hubs? In places we can see that 9 to 14 countries offer vaccination, 13 countries offer home service care, 11 services offer new medicine services, 14 countries offer asthma services. That, and when I say 14, I'm 14 community pharmacies, like in 14 countries, community pharmacies in 14 countries offer these things, right? Blood pressure monitoring, we see 20 out of, you know, 24 countries offer this, community pharmacies, 17 for cholesterol measurement. Weight management, how many of us offer proper weight management services? Repeat dispensing, 14. Smoking cessation, 19. Emergency contraception, 21. Glucose measurement, and all of this. We'll be sharing the slides with everybody that attended this session today. So we can see that the main reasons why people visit us should actually be because we are health hubs. So 93% of people visit community pharmacies for over-the-counter medications, while 83% visit to obtain prescription medicines. And when we went further, we saw that 66% also still visit us for parapharmaceutical products, with sunscreen, baby care products, health care products, hair care products. So that's why some people store these things. You know, 57%, see, this is above average, come to us for home diagnostic. 35% ask for pharmacist advice. 23% to get general health information. Are you seeing the information in this country? 21% reach us for first aid information. And I tell you that this lower percentage are the ones that should actually be higher. We should have more people coming to us for pharmacist advice, more people coming to us for general health information. Like I always tell the people that work with us that, see, you are an health hub. You are an health hub and not just a place where they sell medicines. So we need to understand this about the role of what the products are, because if you don't see yourself as a product servicing or solving a particular challenge in your community or in the sector of products and services at large, you will not be able to maximize the things that you are supposed to be doing in the community pharmacy. I hope you understand all my drift. You won't be able to. So when I come to you to say, see, I see that you can do this asthma management thing. So will people do it? Will people do this? Will people, you know? So we see the reluctance. We come up with solutions. We go to pharmacies and we say, you know, you can do this. You can do this to increase your brand value. You can do this to increase your profit, blah, blah, blah. And we see the reluctance of pharmacists and even the pharmacy owners. And you know, they start, and I'm like, when we bring this solution, the next thing that should be coming to your mind is, who are the people that need it, even from your general customer base? But most of us don't even keep track of our customers. When I was on the shop floor, when reps bring maybe a new product or a new device or something, the first thing I'm scanning through in my mind, because I know my clients, who are the people that I know that needs this thing? Mr. This, Mr. That, Mr. This, based on their medication and their condition. Okay, I will first list those people out. And I will start monitoring every other person that comes into my pharmacy that has conditions or each health challenge that needs that solution. That is how I am able to sell or prescribe and dispense things that are not even common, like medicines that people will not normally come and ask for. So there was a time in Sanofi, I remember the Sanofi rep, they have different types of managers in this multinational health company. So maybe it was the regional or the district, I don't know. The organ of the med rep came to look for me. He just came down, please, we are asking for pharmacists. And I'm like, what have I done wrong at all? Because I saw the rep that, did I do anything? What's happening? And I said, no, my manager came to thank you. I said, the whole of your community, like the whole of your district, it is your pharmacy that sells the most of Enterogermina. And I'm like, wow, this not, and then it was a small pharmacy. I was surprised. And I said, that's not possible. They are bigger. He said, it is that we have our track records. He now told me that the last time that particular probiotic was going out of stock, our pharmacy stocked 5 cartons and I sold it in 3 weeks. And I had to call the guy. They've not brought into that. It was when the guy was calling him that, please, is there no way? That's which pharmacy is asking for this again? I thought you supplied your pharmacy. That's that pharmacy that is supplied 5 cartons. You can imagine. And he told me, he showed me, he said in confidence, this and this and this pharmacies that you think that are selling more have not sold 1 carton in 6 months. And they were surprised. So they came to thank me and actually begged me to move one of their products that we don't usually move. And the first thing I told him is that, okay, I will go and think, you need to give me a lecture on this, your product, and tell me the amazing things that this, your product do, right? Your product does, and it will give me an insight to my patients that need this product. So in the whole of my community that time where I practiced last, I know that reps used to tell themselves. So sometimes another rep will bring another rep that, they say, I want to move my product, or is you I should come and meet. It was when I was thinking that, when I left the practice, that I saw that, oh, reps used to even give people money. Because they used to ask me, what do you want? I say, come and give us lecture and buy food for us. That's all I used to ask them for. If I knew that I could ask them for money, maybe I would have asked them for money. But why am I saying this? I'm just telling you that I saw community pharmacy as a place where I had authority on people's health, especially because people really didn't, our healthcare facility or sector in Nigeria is in shambles. So I was that place. My pharmacy, as at that time where I worked, was that place where people would come to get solution for their health. So anytime I saw any innovation that was going to help my practice better the life of my patient, I used to, I used to leverage on it. As at that time, telemedicine had not been popular. So it was when I was leaving that telemedicine was coming into the practice in community pharmacy. I can imagine if I had my hands on telemedicine, what I would have done in that place. It got to a stage I was going from office to office to go and give people health talk and tell them about why they needed to take their health seriously. And every time I went there, they would ask for the name of my pharmacy. So people would come from far and wide to come and talk to me. But most of the time when we go to meet community pharmacies, right, we see the lethargy, the reluctance in embracing any new system. And I now see that it is basically because we see ourselves as just a place where people come, not a product, not because products are supposed to solve problems, right? They are supposed to help people. Rather, we see ourselves as they are just coming to buy. So we need to start changing our mindset and our, okay. Will somebody put a message in the chat box or something? I don't know if you've solved it. So we need to start changing our mindset, right? And our orientation about who community pharmacists are and what community pharmacy is. Community pharmacy is a product, right, / service, how to solve the problems of people's health, there to bridge the gap between people's health and the solution that they desire. You are an health guide. There are so many things that we are as community pharmacists. I did not say as pharmacists too. I said as community pharmacists, right? So now this is going to help us to even access what we really need to do, the impact, when we see ourselves as a product, a service, a place, a health of solving people's problem. Now it's going to help us see how we can maximize our processes, right, as community pharmacy and retail pharmacy. So what are your processes like? Are your processes, because see, you can't be saying, oh, I'm a place for this, we are this, and people come and you are not organized. People come and when people encounter you, what do they encounter? Do they encounter organization? Do they encounter ambience? What's your ambience like? What are your processes like? People come. I've been to several community pharmacies, and I sit sometimes in these pharmacies, and a patient will come and say, I want to buy, what can I say now? Maybe lentulus or something. And the pharmacist say, oh, we don't have. And the person leaves. And I'm like, wow. So you are a seller. You don't have any process of somebody coming to your pharmacy to ask for something, right? So it still boils down to how you see yourself. And there is no process of you saying, okay, let me check for you, and all of that is out of stock. Can we help you get it? You know what? Process for out of stock when customers come. No process. You just say he's finished and the person is gone, and that's all. And sometimes I ask these people to say, oh, is that how you turn people out? They say, yes. I say, okay, do you mean that there is nothing they have asked you to do? They say, no, if you don't have, we don't have. I'm like, wow. And we come all the time to complain that there are no sales, people are not coming, we are not making profit. There was a day I was at a pharmacy. They didn't know, the pharmacist did not know that medicine. So the person came and said, I want to buy Sevalama. And I had sold Sevalama before. I had a client that had kidney issue that needed Sevalama. And I knew at that time, one sachet of Sevalama was about 9,000 naira or so. And the guy just said, I don't know Sevalama, I don't know this medicine. And number one, it is wrong for you, a pharmacist, to say you don't know medicines. Number two, you are losing sales. And I know, and I just told the guy, please, sir, I just asked him, can I attend to you? I'm a pharmacist. He said, yes. I just looked at the prescription because I went to that pharmacy, I think, to buy something. And I saw Sevalama. The guy was supposed to buy about 10 to, if I'm not missing, let me say, no exaggerate, but I knew the guy was supposed to buy more than 10 sachets that day. And I just said, sir, please, can you wait here? They will get it for you. And I told the farmer, I'm a pharmacist, come inside, let's talk. And I said, do you know that this Sevalama sachet is, I'm sure it's going to be over 10,000, because 3 years ago, when I was on the shop floor, it was about 9,000. Say, I don't know. I said, Google it. Check it on Google. The first time I entered, I didn't know it. I just told the guy, please, I'm coming. Let me check for you in our store. And I went to the consulting room and I started Sevalama. And I saw, oh, it's a kidney. Okay, this is a rare medicine. We cannot store it. Who stores rare medicine in Nigeria? How far pharmacy? And I picked up my call and I called them. Hello, my name is Yewan. I'm calling from so and so pharmacy. I'm a pharmacist. Do you have Sevalama? And right there and then they told me 1 milligram. And the prescription was in my hand, and I saw that it was, I think it was 80 milligram or something. And they said, oh, it is 9,000 naira, this one. I said, oh, I'm entitled to 10%. That they said, oh, yes. When are you coming for it? Right away. I sent my health, and I told the guy, I quickly went inside with the 10% discount. I put 50% markup because it was a medicine that was not readily available. The guy did not know. So I was selling it about 15,000 or thereabout, or if no more than. I can't even remember. It's a long time ago. And that day, I made sales of 315,000 naira because I did not say I did not know Sevalama. So you can imagine. So that day, the pharmacist was very grateful because I told him to call Alpha. I gave him the contact of Alpha Pharmacy there. And he called and they had it, right? And the man was able to. So they went, I told him, when they say, hey, well, before I said, tell him we deliver. God. And they were eventually, so the pharmacist collected my number and thanked me after that they were able to make the sales. And you people will sit down from morning till night and say there's no sales. How will there be sales? When the potential sales that you are ought to have has gone. No process to manage out of stock. No process for your inventory management. It is your managing your processes is not just about having SOPs, because I have handled a lot of, at least I've handled nothing less than 70 to 100 community pharmacies. And that were consultation, training, free consultation, management, and all of that. And you see some of them even have SOPs, because sometimes they think because we don't have SOP, that's our problem. It is actually implementing the SOPs. So your inventory management, how is it? How do you handle when people come and there is no stock? How do you handle the, inventory management now leading to customer relations, leading to sales, leading to after sales? Can you see the link? So you can see the diagram here that it is not a straight line. It is one interwoven into another. Your processes are very important, but you would not even think that your pharmacies need processes until you see yourself as a standard organization solving problems. Because the way you see yourself, the way you brand yourself, I don't want to say the way you carry yourself, but the way you project your business determines how you are going to undo your processes. And when you undo your processes well, right, when you have standards that you have the intention to implement, not just that, oh, they say having standard operating procedure is a good thing, let me to go and quickly use SOPs. So it's not about doing it. It's not about doing it. I didn't know much about SOP as a pharmacist, 6-7 years ago. I knew I used to hear SOPs, but the pharmacy that I worked at, there was no SOP, but I built one myself subconsciously. I just thought to myself, what are the things that I can do to ensure that, when customers come, I didn't know that that was the building of SOP. It was when I went into pharmacy management that I saw that process of putting orderliness in place, because I was the authority on the shop floor. I was the most senior person when I am at work. So I just thought to myself, it's good for me to put order and system, so that things will not be scattered. So on Mondays, we used to take out of stock, and on Fridays. So on Monday, we take the out of stock, we send it to the people, we bring it, we shelf it during the week. On Friday, we do that, and we do that over the weekend. It's the practice. So we need to put processes, managing processes is to put orderliness, because when people come into your pharmacy and there is a order of doing things, they feel more at ease. They feel more comfortable with you and with your business. So when we talk about retail management system or community management processes, we think of merchandising. How does your pharmacy look, right? Olawale will be doing justice to how you can maximize and leverage all of these things. My own is to let you know that if you are not doing this, you need to sit up. You need to make up your mind after this session that I am going to look into these things. I am going to look into my branding. I am going to look into my why of doing business. I'm going to look into my what and my how and my who, right? Your what and your how talks to your processes, right? Your who talks to your people, and your why talks to your branding, the perception of people. So we talk of merchandising stroke brand management, your information system, right? Which is your technology, your data management, and all of these things. You'll be thinking, it's just a pharmacy that I have now. Wow, all this. If you want to be relevant, if you want to be successful, you will have to do these things. If you are not ready, if you just want your place to be a korope where people just come to buy medicine, blah, 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 you don't have any business being in this webinar. There's no need. You can just But you should not dare go to PCN or PSN or ACPN meetings to be complaining that Obina and Sons, they are giving you competition, they should come and close them. Because when I see community pharmacy owners complain about all these Obinas and Sons and all these patents, so I'm saying this is not even your competition. Your competition is not this. Your competition is the mindset of people about your pharmacy. Your stumbling block is not the Obinas or the Ike Dikichuku that are selling and cutting ampiclos. It is the poor health-seeking behavior and the way you have presented yourself to these people. What are you doing about it? I remember when I was on the shop floor when customers would say, this man there like this, his augmenting is 3.2, your own is 3.5. And I say, okay, Mr. So, I understand, but do you know that if your medicine is not properly stored, it can reduce the activity and the pharmacological so by 50%? Do you know that the way your medicines is shipping, do you know that the counterfeit and substandard medicine production is multi-billion industry that you can fall short of substandard? I'm not saying fake, substandard medicine. By the time I finished the education, they just say, I said, do you want to tell me that 200 naira is too much for you to safeguard your health? Because in this place, we ensure that we go to the right of the rightest source to source your medicine, because we don't want to, because of 100 naira, 200 naira difference, and go to Idumota to go and get your medicine. By the time I finish, I don't mind to defend what I believe in. They will just say, okay, don't worry. You this pharmacist. I'm happy that is here, I'm coming. It be like hospital. But we don't do that. We are too hell-bent on thinking, because our processes are really, really poor. And I think see the way, see the ambience, see what we are doing to put these things together. If you don't have something, see the way we follow you up to ensure you have it. I said, we have standard, we have procedures, we have this. By the time I don't tell them that, they know that yes, you're not in the wrong place. I used to tell people, the only thing that will not allow me is for you to step your foot in my place. Once you step your foot in my place, even if you're a wheelbarrow pusher, you would prefer to buy your medicines from me. I had malams that they will be bringing their friends to come and consult with me because of pharmaceutical care and the length at which I go with them. Malams, those people that have skills or megad, I had like 5 of them. Till today, if I go to my former place of work, the last place I work, they will call them and say, pharmacists don't come. I'm telling you like that. So it's very, very important that we understand that don't just see your pharmacy as being it's just a small place. Now, do I need to do all of these things? When you think of your business, your pharmacy, think of business, think of products and services, think of solution, think of something to build to last. Because that is the only way you can still remain relevant in this world of technology, change, and opportunities. Your accounting and finance, many of the times if your accounting and finance are not properly handled, how will you have money to fund your business? Some pharmacy owners are owing money. Some pharmacy owners should have grown past that, but because we keep running in circles, you can't even pay your staff well. Who are the people supplying? What's your supply chain like? Who are the people you go to for this type of medicine, that type of medicine? How do you check them? It is very important. You are not just running a place where people are coming right to buy medicines. You are coming to a place where people want help for their health. So when you think of processes, don't say, this is too much for me. Rather, think of yourself as, think of MTN when you think of your business. That's all I have to say. Why is it important to manage your business processes? It helps you simplify your operations such that, there's standardized workflow. And it means that when pharmacist A is resigning from your pharmacy and pharmacist B is coming, there's ease, there's continuity, because the instructions are laid down. There are processes of onboarding and all of that. And it reduces, you will see where you are losing money. You will see where there is money and where there is no money. Some of us are hell-bent on selling augmenting, while our most profitable product is Fleming. Why? We are not checking our inventory management. We are not getting the data. We don't even know our products that are most profitable. Most profitable is different from highest selling. So you can have a product that is your cash cow, it is selling, but it is not profitable. So you have to know some of this your product to be able to know where your money is and to reduce cost of tying money down on your shelf and many other things, expiries and all of that. It helps improve your quality of service. It enhances your productivity because it will not be one person that is doing everything. And it helps you to adapt service integration. Many times we are not able to adapt service integration because we don't even have a process. And these services are the ones that will help us even increase our profitability because service are like 80 to 90% gross profit, right? So these are things that are very great. These are the things that you will enjoy when you embrace process management. Now let's go to the people. I know everybody here, if a pharmacy owner, you have a problem with this. Even when you think, wow, I also want to, or my business is the health hub, you know, you have your vision and everything in your mind. You have set down the laid down principles, and you know your people are, oh my goodness, they are nothing to write home about. Because really, people are the engine of every business. No matter how, you know, how amazing, right, a business operations, you know, seem to be, the products and services are great and all of that. Yes, okay. It is very important that we see that the people are the ones that will drive it. So people are the engine of your business. Your business needs competent and motivated staff if they must thrive, right? So how do you handle your people? What's your recruitment and selection like? Do you just tell somebody, please, I'm looking for a pharmacist, so just let the person come, and or I'm looking for a pharmacist, as the person comes ahead. If the person just resumes and that's it. Is that all? Is there no onboarding? What's your, are you doing 6 weeks measurement, 3 months measurement of performance? How exactly is our selection process like? What do we do when we want to recruit new staff? How do we handle them, right? How do we measure their performance? Do we even monitor them at all? What's our interaction like? Our rewards, do we have a reward system? Do we have a discipline system? So you see that when your staff alone is a whole business by itself, and you need to be on top of this if you want a better performance management. So you need to plan. You need to know in your mind, what kind of person do I want? And it will inform your recruitment process. It will inform, your planning will inform your monitoring process to track progress, to mitigate obstacles and leverage on opportunities. How do you review? Do you have meetings with your staff, right? Do you give recognition and reward at all? Do you set goals for them, or they just resume and they are just doing anyhow? Do you motivate them? Do you inspire them? I always tell pharmacy owners that, see, especially the generation that we have now, my time is running, I have just 10, 15 minutes left. Right? The generation that we have now, they don't have time more. Because they're exposed. These people have information. It's not like my time where we did not know so much and we agree on the job. We're just hungry for growth. These people, if you just think that you just want to employ them and give them money, right? They are not going to stay. You have to motivate them. They have to see the passion in you. Sometimes I see many community pharmacists, no fire, no nothing. Let me just get somebody that will stay there now. You know, no passion, nothing. And you want somebody that will be passionate to work with you or for you. That's not possible. Pharmacy manager, You are not just there to manage. You are there to lead by example. You are there to constantly share vision. Sometimes you even need to know what are your plans. You want to travel to Canada, be great. So before you travel to Canada, these are the things you should do. These are the things, these are the soft skills you should learn. Inspire such that they see you as part of them. For many of these people too, there's a disconnection because we do a lot of recruitment, we do staff motivation, staff training. And when we do survey, we see that there's a disconnection between the pharmacy owner and pharmacy employee. I am not disputing that we have very funny set of pharmacy or employees around. I am not disputing, but I am saying also we have a role to play. If we because an energetic staff, right, would ease your problem, would be the ones, they will carry your matter on their head. Sense of ownership, but you cannot have that if you yourself don't do your part. And I really will be handling how to, manage your people. But in all of this that we have mentioned, I'm here to let you know that you need to ease the hassles of pharmacy management and reduce your burnout by leveraging on management and technology. We need to understand that when we put these things into place as these foundational things into place, it is going to help all the challenges that we are facing, right, in pharmacy management. So when we put our processes, our people, and all of this in order, we are going to be able to leverage data. I will not be going straight much into this and all of that. Olawale will be talking about this. It will help our performance, it will help our planning, it will help our working capital strategy, it will help our shoppers' insights. There are so many things that you can do with your business, SaaS and MAS. There are so many things that you can do with that pharmacy that you are managing. Pharmacy world is filled with opportunities. Today, I still got a mail from somebody saying, why are you people chasing community pharmacy? They don't even send you. But we want people, that's our position, our vision in myPharmacy. We want community pharmacy to rise up and take their space, to rise up and take their place in, pharmacy, in community pharmacy practice, in the business of retail pharmacy management. I hope I've been able to convince you, right, and not confuse you, like they say, that our role at myPharmacy is to help you optimize your processes, ensure effective management. The reason why you are here today is to help you optimize your processes, ensure that you have effective management system in your business, and you can have a fulfilling business as a pharmacy owner. So at this point, I would like to leave the floor for Olawale and Taiwo. Hi, Taiwo. Thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you very much, Yewande, for such an electric presentation. Wow, I learned a lot, and I believe that all of our participants here learned a lot too. So if you didn't even learn anything, I'm sure that you will not forget this as you go back to your pharmacy, that you ought to begin to position your community pharmacy as a health hub. Begin to position your community pharmacy as a health hub. Make your pharmacy the standard of health provision in your community. Would you like us to take questions yet, Yewande? Or do you want to?
No, Taiwo. I think after Olawale's session that we can take.
Then we'll take all questions. Great. Wonderful.
Before now.
Kemi. All right. I'll do my best to mute those who are not supposed to be speaking. But if you can, please mute yourself if you're not supposed to be speaking. Thank you very much. So we'll go straight into the next session, which will be facilitated by Olawale Adeniyi. Olawale is the project manager at myAdvantage, a business arm of myPharmacy. Olawale is a venture builder and a strategic operator with experience across healthcare, fintech, edutech, consumer tech, and venture capital. He has over 6 years experience in building solutions in different sectors, helping startups to scale, supporting medium-sized businesses to optimize for revenue, to make processes efficient, and redesigning organizational strategies for growth and sustainability. It's indeed a pleasure to have Olawale with us today. He is a graduate of the Nigerian University of Technology and Management, where he won a scholarship as one of the 60 selected young Africans for the one-year program in technology, entrepreneurship, and design. He supports Lab 8, an accelerator firm in Washington, D.C., as an entrepreneur in residence, and on the management team of Public Health Pathways, a London-based global NGO that addresses public health. Olawale will be shedding more light today on the topic under discussion to help community pharmacies and community pharmacists to optimize their processes, optimize their people, and optimize their products for pharmacy growth. Thank you so much, Olawale. You have the floor.
All right, thank you so much, Tayo. Hi, everyone. Good evening. It's a pleasure to be here. And thank you, Yewande, for your session. I've been able to, you've made my work easier. So I won't have to overly emphasize on some things. So, yes, from products, people, and processes, what is the how? How do we do it? I try and speak more in practical terms and what is relatable and we can easily relate to it. All right, so before we start, I have 3 key things that I want us to do today. If you could, can you mention 3 things your pharmacy can do without? What are the 3 things that your pharmacy can do without? You know that if these 3 things goes out today, you will still be able to run your pharmacy effectively and efficiently. So what are those 3 things a pharmacy can do without? You can use it, you can unmute yourself, or you can put a chat in the chat box. So what are the 3 things a pharmacy can do without? Or should I call names? All right, Adetunji, please go on.
My pharmacy cannot do without documentation, and I cannot do without the computer, and I cannot do without the internet.
Okay, all right. Thank you, Adetunji. Okay, I'm seeing redundant stuff. Yes, fantastic. We also, what are other things that you can do without? All right. So the second question is, what are the 3 things that your pharmacy cannot do without? 3 things that if you take out of pharmacy today, it will most likely crash. What are those 3 things? Okay, great. Customers. What else? Those 3 things that if you take them out of your pharmacy today, you cannot do without them. Products, yes. Staff, yes. All right. Thank you so much. Just think about the questions that I asked, and you do not have to answer this one. Think about it and say, for all those 3 things that you can do without, and the 3 things that you cannot do without, which buckets do they fall under? Are they under your people? Are they under your process? Or are they under your products? Answer them and try to categorize them in your mind. All right, so today we are talking about people, we are talking about products, and then we are talking about process. And I will talk about Marcus Lemonis' 3 P's of business success. And this 3 P explains some key things about your people, some key things about your process, and then some key things about your products. And under your people, the first thing is you want to hire the right people to work with. if you do not hire the right people, your business is most likely going to crash. Number one thing is hire the right people. And number two is put them in the right roles. It's not just about hiring the right people. You have to put them in the right roles. You can't hire a pharmacist for a healthcare assistant job. Neither should you hire a healthcare assistant for a pharmacist job. And at the same time, you want to create an enabling environment, an environment that helps your employees. Also, you want to treat everyone with respect. It's not just because, oh, I'm paying you your salary, I can talk to you anyhow. No, you have to still treat everyone, even though you are paying them, right? You have to treat them with respect. So under people, hiring, right role, and enabling environment, and then treat everyone with respect. Then we move to process. For your process, you have to increase efficiency in all areas. And then you also have to find the fewest steps that yields the best results. And then also you have to look for opportunities to scale. It means that if it takes a customer 20 minutes to get what they want, can we reduce that time to 15 minutes? From 15 minutes, can we reduce it to 10 minutes? This is how you want to think about your process. And then for your products, you want to evaluate the market, your pricing, your packaging, your size. You want to consider your customers' feedback, and then you want to modify packaging and other options that you can use to maximize sales. That is what you have to do under your product. And then also, the same way we have 3 P's of business success, is the same way we have 3 P's of an organizational success. And this one is by Peter McLean. All right, so yeah, this talks about how does your people, your process, and your products, how do they interact? You might be surprised that there is an interaction. So how do they interact? So the first thing is, you will see that as an organization, if you focus too much on people and process, I mean, you can see the middle line between your people and your process. If you focus too much on that, what are you going to have? You are going to have bureaucracy. There is going to be low achievement. There is going to be no results or accountability because you have focused too much on your people and on your process. So what is going to happen when you focus too much on people and products? You are going to have people are going to be uncertain of what they are supposed to do next. Oh, a customer has come in, what am I supposed to do? Should I give the customer a product first or ask these questions? Your staff will be very highly uncertain. There'll be chaos. Imagine that you have 20 people in your pharmacy at the same time, and you do not have a process. There will be chaos, and there will be lack of innovation. The people are going to be unable to innovate. And then the third one is, what is going to happen when you are focused too much on process and product and you leave your people out? People are going to be very, very robotic. That is what it means. Your people can't innovate, they'll be unable to innovate, and they will lack motivation. It means that when they come to work, the manager has said that this is how we should do this, do this, do this, do this, do this, do this. So you see your staff moving from point A to point B to point C to point D like a robot because they are focused so much on process and on product. So where is the sweet spot? And the sweet spot is to be able to combine these 3 things together at the same time. To combine your people, your process, and then your product. And what are you going to get when you're able to make this combination? You're going to be successful. There is going to be high innovation. There is going to be adaptability, motivation, and people are also going to be accountable. This is how this works, right? So we are going to then pick each of these 3 things, one after the other, and then I will try to explain further on them. So the first thing that we have under people is in-source versus outsource. And this is one of the dilemma of running a business, especially a community pharmacy. What should I outsource? and what are the things that I need to do in-house? How do you make that decision between what should be outsourced and what should be done in-house? By virtue of a community pharmacy, we already know that an average community pharmacy or your standard community pharmacy should have 2 pharmacists and 2 healthcare assistants. A pair of each covers the afternoon shift, and the other pair covers the evening shift. If you then run a 24-hour pharmacy, or based on your footfall, you can then increase your capacity based on these factors. But even at that, as an organization, you have to decide, what am I going to do in-house and what am I going to outsource to people who are confident and who can deliver value. And the first thing you want to look at is, for your in-house, you want to be able to even decide, what is the structure of my business? And like I said, community pharmacy is self-suggesting on how you could structure your business, right? And then you want to also identify the core roles. What are the core roles that I need to fill in now? Also, you then want to identify your area of expertise. Or where am I good at? As an owner, maybe your strength is inventory management, or your strength is people development. You have to know where your strength lies. If your strength is business development, then you should know that for areas where I'm not so confident, I then want to outsource them. I want to get someone to do these things for me so that I can have high efficiency and value for my money. And then also, how do you manage your pharmacy? What are the tools that you need to manage your pharmacy? There is one thing that is missing here, and that's technology. Do you want to have your technology in-house, or you want to outsource your technology? By outsourcing your tech, it means that, do I need point of sale software, inventory management software, people management software, all of this technology that could make life easier for me? Do I have to build them in-house? Maybe you don't need to build them in-house. Probably you can outsource it by having someone who has that tech capabilities, and then the person can give you the tech and can use to run your business. And when you want to scale your business, right? How do I scale this business? Do I have the skills to scale the business in-house? And if you don't have that skill, so say, I do not have the expertise to scale my business, right? Maybe I need to outsource this particular area so that I can focus on the core things that I am good at, and do those things that I'm good at and do them well. And then under outsourcing, what you want to do is identify important areas. It could be growth areas, it could be processes, it could be your people development, and then also it could be your structure. And then the first thing is for your growth areas, right? My opinion, that what do I need to grow? Do I need social media presence? Do I need to do some marketing? What form of marketing can I do? How can I become more visible? And for those growth areas, right? What you want to find out is that you want to, if you do not have the core skill to grow your business, what you then want to do is that, can I get someone to help me grow my business? All right, so, and under your processes, right? Are you an owner that is able to document your processes end to end? If you are unable to document your processes end to end, then what you want to do is you want to outsource that bit of the business to say, hey guys, please, I need help to document my processes and policies, so that you then apply that to your pharmacy. And then also your people development. How do I manage my people? How do I make sure that I can show them a career trajectory on how their work, on how the work they are doing today is connected to where they want to be in the next 5 years and in the next 10 years? If I don't have that skill, maybe I should outsource it. And then also your structure. How do I structure my business? And then we move to management and also scaling your business. So these are the things you want to consider under your people as the resources to grow your pharmacy business. And then the next thing that we then have is your process. And Advantage Health Africa has been able to design the value chain of processes in community pharmacy practice. And this is the way it has been able to design it. Your process starts on procurement. What are the governing rules that covers your procurement, your logistics, your inventory management? When the goods get to your pharmacy, how are you going to manage it? Who does what in the pharmacy? How are the goods received? How are they controlled? And then your finance and control, who manages your money? Who has access to the money? Who can collect cash from the customer? Who can receive transfer? Who can confirm payment has been received? So all of these things under your processes, you want to document them. Under your people development, what are your hiring processes? How do you hire people? How do you sack people? How do you train them? How do you improve their skills and capabilities? And then under your merchandising, how do you display your product on the shelf? Is it dusty? I mean, is it first in, first out? Do you have expired products? And under your sales, how do you sell to customer? How do you make sure that you are selling well? And then your after sales, what happens after a customer has purchased from a pharmacy? So these are your processes in the community pharmacy. And then you first need to understand this process. And after this understanding, you then want to document them. And then the next thing in process is how. What do you do when you're trying to manage a process? The first thing is standardization. You want to standardize your process in the pharmacy, because you cannot scale without a process. I'm sure a lot of us admire the likes of Ed Plus and Med Plus today, and then also Net Pharmacy. They are able to scale because they have a process that works. You cannot scale without process, because it is process that ensures that everyone is meeting up to the standards that you have set for your pharmacy in terms of service delivery, in terms of quality control, and then in terms of behavior. So you first need to standardize your process. And after you have standardized this, you then want to document. You cannot standardize what without documentation. You then need to document your process. And then after you've done both standardization and documentation, the next thing you want to do is then training and onboarding. You have to train your staff to say, oh, these are our new process. This is where you have a lot of change management challenges. Staff that has been used to working in the old ways, but this is you as a pharmacy owner that is just leaving the training of myPharmacy, right? You have to be able to take your staff through this change management process. And then you train them, you onboard them, you encourage them, you put incentives. You say, oh, for those who are able to go through this process, maybe this is the incentive, this is the benefit. And then after training and having onboarded your staff, you then want to do what we call monitoring and evaluation. I mean, what doesn't get monitored doesn't get done. If we don't monitor it, it doesn't get done. So you have to monitor it. You have to ensure that your staff are complying to the processes that you have standardized, to the processes that you have documented, and also to the processes that you have trained and onboarded them on. So you want to monitor them, and then you want to evaluate that process. Is that process efficient? You want to evaluate it. Is it efficient? Also, is that process, is it scalable? You want to also do that evaluation. Is it efficient? Is it scalable? Are there bottlenecks? If the process is increasing your time from 10 minutes service delivery time to 15 minutes, you want to like, okay, what can I do better? Where is the bottleneck? I mean, probably you have one pharmacist in the evening, and in the evening you have 10 customers to one pharmacist. You then want to talk to yourself, should I hire a contract pharmacist or a local pharmacist to come and assist this person? Because our processes at night are usually I mean, there are a lot of bottlenecks, they are longer. So you want to evaluate so that you can make your processes more efficient. And then also you want to continuously develop your process. That is what we call Kaizen, continuous improvement. Processes are not, they are not like, it's not like you slam it. You have to continuously improve it. So this is what you do under continuous development. And then I move to data-driven products. So this is what data drives products. Your product do not drive your data. It is data that drives your product. A lot of us in community pharmacy, because of our experience interacting with customers over a number of years, we can easily assume that these are the products that moves, like, oh, may get this type of malaria drug, or get this OTC, buy this prescription medicine, and then we do that. But some of these decisions that we make are based on our experiential knowledge, what we have experienced in the past. But it needs to be backed by data. And this is where I see a lot of gaps when we are working with community pharmacy owners. Products in the pharmacy are not data-driven. And I hope that from listening to this training, you will start thinking of how you can ensure that your products today are data-driven. And I will talk about some of the important data in the community pharmacy that you need to be aware of. Now, even though you are aware of them, you need to start tracking them to say, oh, I need to start tracking this data and all of that. So the first one is we have 3 categories of metrics or data in the community pharmacy. And the first category is sales. We have sales-focused metrics or data. We have customer-focused metrics or data, and we have business-focused metrics or data. These are the 3 core metrics in a community pharmacy. And I'm going to share different examples of metrics that you can think about, or KPI that you want to measure on a continuous basis. After this training, the myPharmacy team, you can reach out to them. They can give you templates or tell you template that you can use to track all of these metrics. So the first one is under business metrics. Do you set a goal for yourself? The first thing is, what are your yearly goals, right? I mean, is your goal to say, well, I want to sell 100 million Naira worth of revenue in this year? Or is your goal, if your goal is having 10,000 customer base, your goal could be, opening 3 more branches. So you want to have that yearly goal versus year to date. In June, where are you versus that goal? In July, where are you versus that goal? So you want to be measuring it every month. And then you want to also benchmark. There are people who have been able to crack the community pharmacy business, and they have been able to crack it well. They've done it and they've done it well. So what you want to do is you want to benchmark against those people. If your benchmark is Walmart or CVS, you want to say, oh, I'm comparing my pharmacy against CVS. I'm comparing my pharmacy against Earth Plus. So what is Earth Plus doing well that I can also do well? That is how you think about benchmarking. Oh, Earth Plus has fantastic customer service. Good. Let's benchmark against Earth Plus's customer service, right? That is external benchmarking. And then we have internal benchmarking. Internal benchmarking means that, oh, as at this time last year, if you are benchmarking against sales or against customer satisfaction or against your sales ratio, you can say that as at this time last year, what did we sell? Oh, this time last year, we did 6 million Naira in sales. But, oh, by this time this year, we've done only 4 million Naira in sales. What is happening? Right? You know that you have already dropped. Something is happening, right? So also under your internal benchmarking, if you are able to track your staff performance over a number of years, you might say, oh, what's happening? So you're able to benchmark previous performance versus your present performance. And then also you're also able to benchmark your present performance versus a future performance that you want to be in. And then also under your business metrics, we want to talk about your expenses, you want to track your gross and then your net profits. If you are spending too much on phone calls, right? If you say that, oh, I'm spending too much on phone calls, what is happening? I mean, do you move to a CUG line that is that is prepaid? That is postpaid, that drives down the cost of your calls to customer. If you are spending too much on fuel, if you are able to track this, right, to say, oh, I spend 500K on fuel and service charge every month, maybe I should get an inverter that would drive down this cost over the number of years. And then also your expiries. How many things are expiring on you? If your malaria medicine is expiring, that means that maybe you shouldn't stock so much, or probably your staff needs to do better. Or if your prescription medicines for diabetic meds are expiring, maybe you don't have so much diabetic patients in your area. So why should you stock so much diabetic meds in your shop if you do not have so much diabetic patients? So these are the things that you want, and of course, your inventory to sales ratio, your cost drivers versus RS. So these are the things that you want to track under your business metrics. And then the next metric is your sales metrics. What are my daily sales? How much do I sell per shift? What are your monthly sales? No, we are talking about data-driven products. So the reason I'm trying to explain the data part of it to you is that when you create products based on data, and I will show you how. So, and then your monthly sales. I mean, what are my products that are fast-moving versus your slow-moving products? So, in one of the in one of the portfolios under my, that I work with, right? We discovered that, for phones, we sell up to like, we could do our annual sales, right? About 80 million naira in phones every year. And we see that, and phones are more expensive, right? And accessories could be like, 17 million. But for phones, 500 phones would give us 15 million, and maybe like 1,000 accessories give us 30 million. But when you now do when you analyze that data better, you would think that there is more profit on phones, but no. Accessories are more profitable because you could charge higher margins, even though you are selling more phones, but accessories are more profitable. And in a community pharmacy, you also need to know which ones are more profitable. Are they your fast-moving products that are profitable, or your slow-moving products that are more profitable? And then which ones are your top-line products, the ones that give you the most profit? Your sales per category, OTCs, prescriptions, devices, supplements, and then the average customer basket size. You also want to understand what is the average amount that the customer buys in my pharmacy. Is it 1,000 naira or is it 2,000 naira? If the average customer basket size is 2,000 naira, then you want to say that, can I increase the basket size? Can I increase the basket size to 1,500? So you tell your customers, guys, a customer buys an average amount of 1,000 naira when they come into our pharmacy. Can we increase it to 1,500? And then from 1,500, we want to increase it to 1,000. Or if you feel that, maybe customers might not want to buy more than 1,000 naira on every visit to the pharmacy, maybe we should bring in more customers rather than increase the average basket. So this is how you want to think about your metrics. And then also you then talk about your customer focused metrics. How many customers do I mean, how many customers come to my pharmacy every day, right? I mean, what are my patient categories? Do I have more of diabetic versus hypertensive, versus arthritis, versus malaria, versus parents? I mean, you need to be able to dimension the categories of your patients, right? And then your customers, are they satisfied? What are their feedback? How frequent do you collect your customer feedback? And then your daily sales, I mean, do you have complaints every day or is it every week? What's the frequency of your complaints? I mean, what is your conversion rate? How many people come to your pharmacy versus how many people buys from you? If only people comes to your pharmacy and 90 of them comes to your pharmacy, that means you have a 90% conversion rate. And how many of your products do customers complain? Oh, I'm so sorry, you sold me an expired product. Oh, I'm so sorry. I mean, you sold me a damaged a packed product. So, and then compliance. When you recommend your patient to take a particular medicine morning, afternoon, and night for 24 days, do they take it? Do they comply? Do they complete their antibacterial medicines and all of that? So, and then also, these are the data that you can track in your pharmacy. Then we then go to products right now. So for product, what I'm going to then say is that what exactly is a product? So we've spoken about data, right? If you are tracking all of this data in your pharmacy and you are sure, so what exactly is a product? I mean, we all have products in our pharmacy. Our drugs is a type of product. I mean, but by definition, just talk about it again. A product is an object or system or service. Object, system, or service that is made available for consumer use. It's for the customer as of the consumer demand. So if the customers are not demanding for it, then there is no point creating that product. If the customer is not going to demand for it, then there is no point stocking that product in your pharmacy. And then the second definition says that it is anything that can be offered to a market. And by market, that means the customer, to satisfy what? The desire and the need of a customer. If the customers do not have desire for it and it's not going to meet their need, then don't think about it, right? So these are the ways that this is definition of a product. And then also, how do products and data, how do they connect? And there are two types of products. You have the physical products, and these are the things that you have. These are your OTCs, your prescription, your supplements. So these are I'm trying to clear what somebody did on the screen. All right. Okay, so for your physical products, right, there are your OTCs, your prescriptions, your supplement, and then your devices. These are the physical products that you have right now in your pharmacy. I've noticed that a lot of pharmacy owners, I mean, are too focused on the physical side of their products because, I mean, this is the most convenient thing to do, right? Oh, you want to buy this, take. You want to buy this, we don't have, sorry. We want to buy this, take. I mean, over the years, it's about the physical product, but since the business environment has changed, customers want much more than a physical product. I mean, it's the same way that you wonder, why are customers, I mean, so confident going to a patent medicine store? Why are customers so confident buying roadside medicines? Why are customers so confident buying agbo? I mean, you'll be wondering, but it is the same physical product that when they come to the pharmacy, they also buy. So if I can get that same product from the roadside, from a patent medicine store, I mean, from somebody hawking it, so why do I have to come to the pharmacy to get it, right? So these are the things, means that we need to move beyond the physical products as a community pharmacy owner. And then also the second thing is we need to then go to service products. We need to focus more on, okay, what are the services that I can offer in my pharmacy to differentiate myself? I'm talking about health maintenance. Pharmacists are the custodians of drugs. Nobody knows medicines as much as a pharmacy, even doctors, right? So, but we do not show that. I mean, the drugs, we usually put the drugs for, but no, the service should come first. I mean, health maintenance services, weight loss, fitness, chronic disease management, pay small, and then compounding. These are like the services that we can offer right now. That community pharmacies are not doing enough of these services. I mean, I just put examples of some of the services that we can do here. I mean, there are so much than this, but I'm sure we can decide or think about some when we get to, back to our pharmacy. And the thing is, service is very difficult. But I mean, I know that product is very easy to start. Like, oh, we have products in our pharmacy. Wow, these people, they have drugs. Anything you want, go there. They will give it to you, right? I mean, it's very easy, right? It is the way you see that the same way it is easy for you to easily stock your physical product. It is the same way it is easy for everybody to easily stock that physical product. That is why you will realize that as soon as somebody opens another part of your street, your sales will start going down, because we are all competing based on physical products. I'm not sure. I mean, I hope you are all getting it. Yeah. So because it is easy for everybody to easily stock up, that means that as soon as, oh, there's another pharmacy 200 meters away, customers will start going there, then your sales will start implementing. What it means is that we need to start doing the difficult thing right now. And the difficult thing are service products. They are difficult, but when you crack them, customers are going to stay with you till they die. I mean, I don't mean it in a bad way, but if you are managing someone's chronic disease from, let's say, age 40, till they get to age 100, they will always tell you, you'll be the one that they will call. So imagine if you have 50 of those customers that are buying an average of X amount from you every month, or paying you a subscription service every month. You don't even need to compete on products, but service is very difficult to do. But when you do it well, I mean, you'll be at peace. And then also, is this the sweet spot? No, this is not the sweet spot. I mean, offering physical product as a service, or offering service product separate, it's not the sweet spot. Where is the sweet spot? The sweet spot is a combination of both physical products and then service products. We want to combine them together. As you are offering your health maintenance services, offering your weight loss, offering your fitness, offering your chronic disease management, offering your pay small, or doing your compounding, you are able to match those ones with physical products. I mean, if you are managing 50 hypertensive patients in your area, or if you are managing 100 hypertensive patients in your area, what it means is that these people will also buy their drugs from you. What it means is that you already know that, okay, 50 of my patients buy new drugs if they are complying well every three months. Like, that's a cycle of 3 months. And then if 50 people buys in a cycle of 3 months, that is 50 packs. It then means that, okay, I already sold them 50 packs in January. That means January, February, March. So you buy another pack in April. So it means that, okay, this 50 pack, okay, then I'm going to buy another one in April. Then you buy another one in April, right? And you can easily say that, okay, if I can see a product that is going to expire in 5 years, and all my patients, they consume 3 packs each, and I have 100 patients, right? Now you can see where data is coming in. I have 100 chronic patients. They consume 3 packs each of their diabetic drug. That means I need 300 packs in a year. And if my wholesaler sells me 1,000 naira per pack, that means that I'm spending 300,000 naira to buy 300 packs in a year. Okay, great. Can I go to a larger distributor that can sell it to me at 500 naira? Can you see the impact that it's going to have on your profits? Now, because you know that you need 500x every year, because you have 100 patients that buys this drug from you on a constant basis, you can predict it. You can go and buy in bulk at a cheaper rate. You don't know how, now you no longer have the fear of expiring, because you have patients that you are giving services to that also requires products from you. And that reduces the cost of your inventory, and you can make more money because your markup is still the same, but your cost to acquire those products have gone down. I mean, that is when you want to start using data to drive your, data to drive your product. I want to start shifting to service-based service in your pharmacy rather than physical products. Another example is that if you analyze the type of patients coming to your pharmacy and realize that, okay, wow, this is an environment where there are so many parents, young parents, and we are in an urban world right now, especially in Lagos. Sorry to say, but most people don't like their in-laws coming to their house, right? That means that you have young parents who have not figured out parenthood. They are not experienced. So imagine if you could say, oh, I've been having a lot of, requests for, child cough, what is happening? Oh, okay, interesting. We have a lot of young parents in this area. Wow, what service can you do? No, by force, we have used data to extrapolate that we have a lot of young parents in your area. Then let's get their email, let's get their phone number, let's get their name. Like, oh, great. Or maybe you will be collecting their data through your CRM. Then like, okay, fine. Then maybe 10, you're able to gather about, let's say 50 names, right? Or 20 names. Let's say 5 out of 20. They are just in their, they are just they are just pregnant, right? And then the next 5 are like, oh, they just gave birth. They have about babies that are between 0 to 3 months. The next 10, 1 year old. And according to experience and science, you can predict what happens to a pregnant woman in month 3, month 6, and month 9. You can also predict, or what happens to a baby when a baby is 3 months old, when a baby is 6 months old, when a baby is about to grow teeth, when a baby is growing, when a baby is about to crawl. We are pharmacists, we already know what happens, right? And then also we can then be able to provide services to these people. Say, okay, by this time, this is what they are going to do. These are the symptoms you will start feeling, all of that. And people pay you subscription services for all of these things. And by getting your subscription service, you also sell products to them. You can predict what you will need. So these are like things that will differentiate you. For parents that you were providing services to when they were pregnant, They will bring the baby to you when the baby is 3. I mean, as long as they do not move from that area. When the baby is 5-year-old, is now, they are even in the age of telemedicine. Even when they move, they will even call you to say, oh, we are having this thing, what should we do? And they still pay their subscription services. So the sweet spot is being able to combine service products and combine physical products. That is the sweet spot for you as a community pharmacy owner. I don't want us to miss out on the opportunity that has been going. We've been product-based, physical product-based for a very long time. And because of this, we have not been unable to differentiate ourselves. So this is where we need to move to. Use data to know what type of patient that you have in your community. Then create services for them. If you are unsure, if you are not confident that, oh, they can be paying subscription to you, you can say it's as low as 500 naira every month. From 500 naira every month, you can see that, well, people are paying for it. This is true. The new members is now 1,000 naira every month. This is everybody now wants to be in your community to say, oh, I mean, they will start referring like, oh, from 1,000, like, oh, it's now 2,000 naira every month. If 100 people are paying you 2,000 naira every month, I mean, that's going to cover salaries of some people. I mean, apart from the fact they are paying you 2,000 naira subscription fee every month, they are also buying products from your pharmacy. And you have locked them down for life because you are providing a useful service to them. Please, let's move beyond physical products. The sweet spot is combining both service and physical. This is where the sweet spot is. And this is the hard work that you must do as community pharmacy owners. I mean, if you need help cracking this, I mean, the myPharmacy team are able to help you brainstorm and crack what service that you can provide based on data that they can help you generate from your pharmacy. And then in conclusion, I mean, I'm going to come back to this slide to say, as a community pharmacy owner, the sweet spot for your organizational success is a combination of product, process, and your people. That is going to, and that's what is going to give you success. It's going to make you be able to innovate. It's going to make you highly adaptable. I mean, by adaptability, when you see that based on your trend, maybe people are moving out, as people are migrating, you are seeing that, okay, there is a high rise of malaria or high rise of back pain in your area, probably because there are a lot of, I mean, young guys that are working remotely on their laptops. I mean, maybe you see that high rise is happening. Like, okay, if a lot of high rise in back pain is happening because of prevalence of remote working right now with laptops, maybe one starts, a subscription. You want to adapt to a subscription service that will cater to remote workers who needs to be managed in terms of how to sit properly, what type of chair to use, I mean, what sort of supplement to use, how to manage their sleeping procedure. I mean, they need to wear a type of glasses because of their eyes, because I mean, it's scream from morning to night. So these are the things that you want to do. And then, of course, your people will be motivated, and then accountability. All right, thank you, everybody. I don't know if you have any question for me. Thank you.
Wow, 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 wow. Amazing, 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 amazing. Thank you so much, Olawale. It was a very, very, very insightful session. I personally learned a lot. I believe that the participants here also learned a lot. Ooh, for me, I learned a lot about sweet spots. So Olawale was just showing us where to pitch our tent today. So pitch your tent with managing effectively your people, your processes, and your products. And when it comes to your products, pitch your tent with your physical products and your service products. I hope that something has changed in your mindset today. I hope that your eyes have now been opened to what you can do better, what you can optimize in your business. This is a good point to know what our learning points have been so far. So what jumped at you in the last two sessions? What did you learn? What was that one thing that stood out for you that you'll go back to your pharmacy to implement? And if you've got a question, this is a good time to share your question with us as well. You can type in the comment section, or you can raise your hand so you can be called upon to unmute yourself. So 2 things, your learning points and your questions. Anyone? So who wants to go first? Who wants to share their learning points with us? Okay, Famedewa Road. Super insightful and enlightening. Good to know, good to know, good to know, good to know. Good to know that it's a super insightful for you and enlightening. So please, let's know what your learning points are. What was that one thing that stood out for you? And yes, your questions, let's receive your questions as well. So please keep your comments coming. Keep your comments coming.
Monday. Friday.
Okay. All right. Okay, someone is asking if they can get the slides. Olawale.
Yes, I will share the slide with you.
Okay.
So you can
all right.
share with everyone.
Okay. Thank you.
So that was going to share with everybody. I hope you have their email. So, but I was going to share with everyone.
Yes, for those who registered. If you registered, you will get the slides if you registered.
All right, and then someone asked how they would receive help. Mr. Chichi Iwamadi, how to receive help. Maybe you want to drop a contact number to Mr. Chichi Iwamadi.
Oh, okay. Okay, great. So you would like myPharmacy to work with you with regards to your pharmacy's processes. That's fine. So I'm going to share my number in the comment section, and you can reach out to me via WhatsApp.
Okay, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Taiwo and Olawale, thank you very much. It was a powerful one, sincerely. So my learning points, there were quite a number. I can't list them all, but I took notes. I learned I heard something about subscription, and that really piqued my interest. It's something I don't know if the pharmacy business can crack subscription, because even the traditional originators of the subscription business still have they have challenges deploying that model, especially in this part of the world, Africa and Nigeria. But my question basically is about the metrics. I think one of the major challenges in driving growth for retail pharmacies is the aspect of measurements. You know, you can't really grow what you don't measure. So how exactly would do pharmacists measure, like track all these business, sales, and customer metrics? Are there like software that aid ease in tracking some of all these metrics, so you can grow from there?
Okay, so right now there are off-the-shelf softwares like your point of sale software, but because most of the point of sale software in this sector today are not customized to the operations of a community pharmacy, it means that there will be some lapses. Like what people commonly use are superware. I think there is this QuickBooks and some of these other guys. So there are still some lapses, being that you cannot it doesn't automatically help you track some of these metrics. So what you then do is you want to manually collect them, maybe through Excel. to collect them, or you want to work with people who could help you, like collect the key metrics that you have identified. So, for instance, in terms of your customer CRM, I think Taiwo and Yewande have like a template that they are helping pharmacies do now. I think the same thing, myPharmacy is just trying to like standardize all of these things. And then also myPharmacy is launching a customized software for all pharmacy owners that will help them capture all of these metrics without having to do it manually. So these are some of the things opportunities that are there, and Taiwo can talk more about that.
Great, thank you very much, Olawale. Yeah, so myPharmacy is working on a software that will empower community pharmacists to be able to collate data, analyze their data, and be able to make data-driven decisions that will optimize growth and profitability for the business. It's still in development stage, and we'll be making more announcements hopefully later in the year, and calling on as many community pharmacists as possible to jump on it, yes, to try it out, and of course, see how we begin to help them to simplify their processes and operations. And we'll be letting you know as things unfold. Thank you so much, Olawale. And thank you all for sharing your comments. Yes, so someone wrote, thank you so much, Advantage Health Africa from Farm Iwuchukwu. I learned so much pertaining to the things we pay little attention to. Service. Farm is so swatter wrote, thank you for your wonderful lecture. Good, good, good. Farm Fumike Akindeko wrote, thank you so much, Advantage Health, for blazing trails for pharmacists and pharmacies. Great, great, great. Thank you so much. So I gave a link in the comment section, so you can look through the link to see some of the services that we offer to community pharmacies across Nigeria. And I also attached my phone number, so you can reach me via phone call, SMS, or even WhatsApp, so that we can get talking on how we can empower you and empower your business. So generally in myPharmacy, we offer management services, consultancy, and management services. And Olawale shared a bit about the value chain in the community pharmacy, from procurement and logistics to inventory management, to merchandising, to finance and control, to people development, to sales, and to after sales. So what we do is to help community pharmacies to take a critical look at how the operations are and to identify what the pain points are alongside them, through a one-on-one conversation, so that we can offer customized services tailored to their specific needs, so that they can move from where they are to where they need to be. And if this looks like something you'd like us to help you work on or work with, yes, please reach out to us either through that link or through the phone number in the comment section. Osinachi wrote, thank you for this program. I appreciate the organizers for putting this together. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Farm Rosari. Okay, yes, Yewande, please go on.
I think Farm Rosie Agnim
yes,
raised up her hand.
Yes, I was just going to call her. Yes, Farm Rosary, please go on, ma'am. Farm Rosary, please go on and speak if your hand is raised to speak. Farm Rosary Agim, are you there?
It was an error actually, but I joined very late, so I'm trying to catch up.
Okay, no wahala, no wahala. So we'll be sharing the link with you so that you can rewatch and so that you can soak in all of the knowledge that we have shared with you today. Great, great. Right. So if you still have questions, you're welcome. If you still have questions, please go ahead to share your questions with us. And of course, your learning points as well. As mentioned earlier, we'll be sharing the slides as well as the recording. Yewande, I believe you have something for us.
Hi, everybody. Thank you Taiwo. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for your kind words. This is not going to be the last that we're going to be doing. Month upon month, we'll be coming with webinars and training sessions like this. Some will be free, some will be paid for. And the goal is that we all get to that point where we live up to our expectation and we live up to, you know, the expectation and the opportunities embedded in community pharmacy practice for community pharmacy. Thank you so much, Olawale, for an insightful session. And one of the things we've discovered, right, in working with many community pharmacies is that it is, you cannot do it alone, right? It could be tiring. Sometimes I look at it and say, why is this tiring managing community pharmacy? Because embracing the practice is one thing, then managing the practice, right? Managing the business aspects of it is another thing. So combining the two together can be really, really overwhelming. And that is where we come in at myPharmacy. We specialize and we take pleasure and joy in helping community pharmacists relieve the stress, the pain, the headache of running the retail management system, of, you know, the challenges, you know, month upon month, year upon year. The practice is really coming up with different changes because, you know, the internet has made the world flat, right? So we would also not relent in bringing up innovation, in bringing up solutions, opportunities that would help us. We just need you to work with us. We need you to cooperate with us so that we can take this profession to the higher ground, right? Community pharmacy these days, and we are in so many things are in competition with us. And one of the things I can literally tell you that it is not the patent medicine stores. It is not even the pharmacy that is 200 meters, you know, beside you, right, in your community. It is basically the mindset, the opportunities, and the changing sector, right? Many things are changing and many things will continue to change. And we need to go with the flow. We need to grow with the flow, not even go, grow with the flow and become better and better by the day. And that is where we come in. We would really, really like to work with you. So you can reach out to us, right, through the phone number that Taiwo shared or the link she shared in the chat box, and we'll be willing to work with you. For everybody that, you know, attended this meeting, I can see that we are at least 65 to 70 people, right? Taiwo is going to share it in the message. For as many people that reach out to us for one-on-one consultation for your pharmacy, we are happy to give you a 15% discount, right? Because we feel that you want to, so this is the first step of wanting to even diagnose your business to say, am I doing the right thing? Where am I falling short? And what are the things we need to do? So that will even help you to know where exactly you would like us to come in. So we've done this for, you know, over 20 to 25 pharmacies, you know, people that just want to start and people that are already running their pharmacies. And we are happy to do that with you for a discount. The amount is 50,000 naira, so you get a 15% discount. And we would love to, you know, work with you to help you come up with solutions that will help you grow with the change and the flow. Thank you very much, Taiwo. Thank you, everybody, for joining this session. We hope to hear from you again at our next webinar. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you so much, Yowande. Grow with the flow. We are indeed in a dynamically changing environment, and if we want to weather the storm and, of course, overcome the challenges that are attached with change, we've got to grow with the flow. And that's what we do at myPharmacy, to empower community pharmacies to be able to weather the storm and grow with the trends. Like she said, we'll be offering 15% discount to pharmacies and pharmacists that are present in this webinar. So if you would like to take up the one-on-one consultation offer, kindly send me a message. I shared my phone number earlier. Kindly send me a message with 3P webinar. So just send me a message stating 3P webinar so that I know that you are present at the webinar and you want to take up the 15% discount on the one-on-one consultation. Thank you so much, Yewande, and thank you so much, Olawale. We had a swell session learning how we can transform our practice, transform our operations, and indeed build a thriving and profitable business with our community pharmacies. Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning into today's session. We'll have another webinar in March. That's most likely going to be a paid webinar because we have free webinars and paid webinars. Just know that whichever you attend, you're getting optimum value from all of our sessions, from all of our trainings. And I encourage you to sign up for the next webinar because it's going to be the bomb. Do take care, everyone, and enjoy the rest of your weekend.